What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. Where we also encourage you to live your life, because you are born to live, explore, and enjoy your life. It is your life. And wherever you are, you have to learn to make yourself happy. There is the only way you can make yourself happy, by knowing yourself and doing what is good for you, what works for you, not what works for them. You were not born to die for anyone. You were born to live and die for you. It is your life. Every one of us is naturally that we were born to live and die. So everybody will live their life and everybody will die their death. Life and death are good. Death is not a bad thing. Don't let anyone make you feel like wishing you death is wishing you evil. That is one of the best things you can wish me. Wish me death. I die daily. I die to ignorance. I die to fear. I die to all the bullshit religion, belief system has been teaching, whether it's in African spirituality or foreign religion. I die to them daily. So I embrace death. I don't fear death. Even the death, like maybe you have some nightmare or terrible, no, don't fear that anymore. Try to get the message. It is you and that nightmare. Understand that you are greater than your dream. You are greater than your vision. You are greater than your revelation. You are greater than whatever that comes your way. You are human being. Your life is not a gift. You know, ignorance is why people say they are celebrating the gift of life. There's no such thing as gift of life. Life is not a gift. Life is a being. You are a human being. You are not a human gift. You are a human being. How I wish you understand that. But don't worry. What I'm saying now, I wasn't saying that some years ago. So relax. So long you love, you care for knowledge, you'll be growing in it. I grow in knowledge every day. You know, the universe is my source, and that's my source of knowledge, source of understanding, source of living, source of everything. And that's how I got what I am sharing with us also, which is part of us. You and I, we are in this together. Yeah, it is what they taught us that make us think that this person is older than you, this person is younger than you. In actual sense, in a natural sense, none of us is older or younger than anyone. We all are human beings. We all are equal, okay? If you understand this life, you will begin to know that, you know, those years and all those things, no, they are not what defines you. You are greater than those things. And you begin to see people as yourself. You begin to live your life that way too. But You know, we have been indoctrinated. It's not your fault that you are indoctrinated, but it is your fault now, after hearing people that have done research, or people that can reason for themselves, people that are no longer believers, people that use their brain. After hearing from them, you still believe the nonsense and you are suffering. Now, it is your fault. That's why I titled this, Now It Is Your Fault. You hear people say that it's not your fault that you are born in a poor family, and you see them saying it with all seriousness, and they tell you, but it is your fault for you to die poor or for you to remain poor. Of course, that is right. I agree with that. For those of you that think that I am Mr. Know-It-All, do you hear me say that I agree with that? It's not my word. They said it is not your fault that you are born poor or you are born in a poor family, but it is your fault if you die poor. You say amen to that, all right? You shout, yeah, that's great wisdom. Some of you even give offering for that word. You give tithe for that word. You give certain things for that word. But when it comes in the things that really matter in your life, things that is greater than whatever riches or prosperity you want to have in this world, I mean in the terms of making money or buying things you want to use, you don't activate your brain to think in that direction. You know, it's not your fault that you are taught there was God or there was Jesus or there was heaven. But after now you are grown up, after hearing from people, sometimes I say, can't you ask yourself, if there is heaven, the person that tell you about that heaven, did that person go to heaven and come back? It's telling you about heaven in the physical. So it shouldn't be something later now. It's something you see in the vision or revelation. No, it's a heaven. God is there. So it's supposed to be a place that is in a location that one can go, one can see and say this is the place. Not you say it is up. Some say it is down. Some say it is in the west. Some say it's in the north or south. No, it's a place. When you say China, everybody know where China is. Okay, so whether you like it or not, that's where people say China, unless they change their name tomorrow or they relocate. But as we speak now, we know where China is in Asia, right? So when you're talking about heaven also, I said, at your age, you still believe the nonsense you believe as a child. Yes, they tell you as a child, they point to the sky, there is God in heaven. Yet, now you've grown up. Have you seen anyone that went to that heaven and come back? The person that is telling you about heaven, has that person been there? So it is your fault if these ministers are still sucking you, if they're still deceiving you. That's why I don't feel pity for those people that maybe after they say, oh, now my eyes, this man of God did this. I say, no, you are the one that went. I don't even when I was a Christian, I was not even that deep, stupidly. No, I was not that deep into it like that because I was following what works for me. That's what I was doing in Christianity when I was a Christian. That's why, you see, when I found out, oh, Anglican is doing this, my parents are still Anglican. My family is Anglican family, Christian family. But when I was a Christian, I left Anglican for all these Pentecostals, evangelicals, Deeper Life, Christ Embassy, Winners, Church of God. I left Anglican that even somebody went and reported my parents that, oh, their first son is a pastor. And the bishop of the Niger, or bishop on the Niger, tell the person that reported my parents. I mean, my parents tell them, oh, he's of age. Oh, he's decide. Well, that's what my parents actually tell the bishop, and the bishop agree with them against those that reported. How can you believe that a grown man still under the influence of his parents, that he must belong to his parents' religion, but not his parents' poverty? Huh? So you see, people do some crazy things about religion. They don't use their brain. Educated people, imagine somebody that went to school, some of them university graduates, and still telling you that Christianity is not a religion. And you want me to argue with such person? You want me to actually sit down and be arguing with somebody that believes that Christianity is not a religion, and that person say he believes in God? You say you believe in God and you say what you're practicing is not religion. You are stupid. And you say it's a relationship. Relationship with who? That makes you more stupid than those that are worshiping maybe some gods they made. So those things, you see what you are suffering. It is your fault that you say you believe in God, you are suffering. It is your fault now. At your age, you are no longer under the tutelage of your parents, or maybe where they beat you up, they force you, or in prison, say you must worship like this, you must go to this church, you must go to this mosque, you must pray 5 times, you must do this. If you don't do this, you will not eat. If you don't do that, you will not sleep or something like that. Nobody is now over your life to force you to believe in God. You are now grown. You can do your own research. Search engines are available like Google. Have you ever paused and said, why is the church against Google? Why is people that believe in God against Google? Why is people that believe in Holy Book against Google? Upon Google, in Google, you will still have their church, you still have their Holy Book inside Google. But they tell you, no, Google has not the answer. Bible has the answer. Bible has the answer. Bible cannot answer one single question, reasonable question you ask. It can never find the answer in the Bible. Bible is a lie. Quran is a lie. Torah. There is no holy book that can answer your real question. No, they cannot. You must if they have the answer, you know it's a stupid question. So it is your fault that after hearing from people that are telling you the factual truth free of charge, they are not charging you. They are not like you are criminal pastors that are raising money from you. Because anyone that want to make money from you or want to raise money from you, the person must tell you a lie. If the person tell you the truth, you will not. That's why you see people that are not deep into that lie. They are not rich ministers. But when you see those rich ministers, they are deep in that lie. They know how to say it to attract you. Then you dip your hand into your pocket, deepest inside and bring it. You open itself, ask them to dip, not you. You are no longer dipping. They are the one doing the dipping. It is your fault that you are still suffering. You say your family is poor and your family is religious. Now it is your fault that you continue the same way. It is your fault, no matter what you're suffering. It's not the fault of your parents anymore. You are grown now. You are grown now. You are a grown man. Especially you that is married and you that is a father or mother. You are grown now. You have your own family and you still believe in the nonsense your parents taught you. You still believe in the nonsense you call family religion. And you are praying against poverty in your family. But you never summon the courage to pray against religion. Think about it. Religion and poverty. Religion brought poverty to your family. Your family naturally is not poor till tomorrow. Your family, there's no poor family in this world. It is religion. When they force religion on us, or when they embrace religion, that's when they begin to be poor. Now, that's when they will begin to give their money to some illiterate or to some criminals who comes in the name of the Lord, who comes in the name of God to scam them, telling them all manner of lies. You see them worshiping them. You see them elevating them, seeing them as holy, choosing people, one of God. Oh, the anointed one of God. That's how you see all this religion. When people begin to believe that this person is from God, God sent this person, he says some bullshit that God said, they begin to follow him. The anointing behind your pastor is the crowd. The anointing of God in any religion is the people that are going there to do all that bullshit. Without you doing that, that God does not exist. Your belief is what gives life and power to God you believe exists. God you cannot see. That God has no power. He has no life. That God cannot do anything. That God cannot speak. That God cannot fight for himself. That's why he cannot fight for you. Although you still believe in that God will fight your battle or God is fighting for you, it's a lie. God fights for no one. No one anywhere. It is your fault that you have been robbed in that church, in that religion, in that mosque, in that temple, in that synagogue, everywhere. It is your fault now. Now, let's say you have been taught that before you buy a car, you're supposed to test drive it. Now you ignore the instructions, even the commercials, the advert they make, you ignore it. You just say, I like that car. How much? They tell you the price, you buy, you pay for it, then you drive it off. And you say, come on, something is wrong with this car. It's your fault. Because you did not test it. You did not ask questions. You ignore instruction. When you ignore instruction, you will never escape destruction. The moment you ignore instruction, you will not escape destruction. You see, sometimes you mess up new thing you bought because you ignore the instruction following it. You see the manual, you say, no, I know how to use it. It's electronics, right? You begin to mess with it. Because something break, you bought it new. But because you ignored instruction, now you see destruction. You destroy the new thing you bought. You begin, maybe you return it, they say, no, okay, we're going to give you so amount, or maybe leave it, like in Nigeria, they will say, okay, you break it now, there's nothing we can do, buy another one. Okay, this is the superior one. It is your fault they are still eating you, mugu. They are still robbing you. At your age, you still believe there is God. And you want me to argue with you. This lady, she has been on my my friend list, and she made a post. I say she's still like celebrating a TB Joshua or something like that. It's on her story. Her name is Uju, I think Uju IG or something like that. And you know how I comment? I say that's scammer. Of course, TB Joshua was scammer. She get upset and we were saying so many things. I think she blocked me before I blocked her. Now she's an Igbo lady. But TB Joshua is her spirit, is her father. TB Joshua that died. Then she did not pause to say, okay, why God didn't raise this man? But you already know what is in her mind. Of course, you used to be a believer. You know that she believed that man is sent from God. That man is her father. And she never done with TB Joshua anywhere. But maybe she goes to his church and buy his materials. Now that's how he became her father. And she's proud for it. And she's ready to hate anyone that talk negative or the negative truth or the truth about that man. A factual truth about that man that he was a scammer, which everyone can see. But because religion is legalized in Nigeria, that's why all these criminals are thriving. And that's why you can see Muslims who are smart enough, they switch to Christianity like Apostle Suleiman, TB Joshua, because they know that most Christians are most stupid people in religion. At least you see Muslims, they will tell you, no, they don't believe in, if you slap me on this cheek, I turn the other one, you slap. But Christians believe that nonsense. Muslims at least, borrowed from some African stuff, but Christianity come against every African stuff. But in their time of need, they run to that thing in secret. It is your fault that you still suffering while you believe there is God. You don't blame anyone in your village. Don't blame it. If your God exists, there's no reason you should be afraid of charm. There's no reason you'll be afraid of the people you call evil elders. There's no reason for you to be running away from gunshot. There's no reason for you to be running away from virus, from disease, from sickness. No. If your God exists, if your God is real. Somebody say if your God exists, then remove the window protector or the burglary proof and the mosquito net you put. Your God cannot even save you from mosquito bite that gives you malaria. Yet you say your God exists. You come online making noise. You cannot come online without money. Yet you say you are God. No, you're online because you have money, not because you have God. And you come online after paying all that to show your stupidity. Then when somebody is opening your eyes, you kick against them. It is your fault that you are suffering. And you don't need anyone to help you. Let your God help you if your God is real. Let your Jesus help you if your Jesus. He said, no, God is using someone. You are stupid. A God that is using someone does not exist. That God is not power. That God has no power. When do you need somebody to help you? Is when you are weak, when you cannot do anything. But you say God can do all things. He exists. He has power. God don't need to use anyone to bless you. You don't need God to use it to bless anyone. Those people that say God give you, you are stupid, all of you. No matter your age. Whether you are a celebrity or not, you are stupid for believing that God give you children, God give you a car, God give you a wife, God give you this and that. You are stupid believing that nonsense. And if you are suffering in your marriage or whatever it is you believe in after believing in God, you are at fault. It is your fault now. It was not your fault that your parents brought you up in that religion. But you see, you have been suffering in that religion. Now it is your fault that you continue in it. Gordon.